All right, you want to hear a really interesting thing. I'm talking with Mike Steplowski here, and what he's doing is he has an AI bot outbound calling real estate agents, setting appointments. And we've been sitting here talking for 10 minutes. I said, cause Mike and I, we share strategies back and forth, really sharp guy. And I said, dude, if we don't hit the record button, because Mike has a podcast that he's just starting, and I'm all the time trying to find really good stuff. And this is we had a that we didn't hit the record button 15 minutes ago. Somebody would reach out and shoot us. But so we're going to recap some of this. So first of all, Mike, where are you located at, buddy?
I am in a suburb of Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay. So Mike and I have known each other, I don't know, several years, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And he's a top producer, which I know you do training for loan officers. And I always thought it sure comes across a whole lot better if you actually have your own production numbers to show, hey, what I'm doing works because it works on your own business. I think it's
Yep.
um yeah, I think that's a really important thing to do. So anyway, so explain to me as if I haven't been on the call for the last 15 minutes. Explain to me what this AI bot is and what it's doing.
Sure. So the idea was to create an outbound AI agent that would call realtors and try to schedule a 20-minute video meeting with me.
Like a Zoom meeting.
A Zoom meeting. Yep. Yeah, we're doing it on
And
Zoom.
and so this is an AI bot outbound calling. Uh, how'd you get the list and who are they?
So, like I said, I'm in the Nashville area. That's my normal market. So what we did is we decided to kind of go outside of our area to try this out. This is still a work in progress. We're still trying to, work things out. So we went basically over to Knoxville and over to Memphis. So we have got a list of agents that are, I think we used closing at least four buy sides. So,
In the
some
last year?
last 12 months, four buy
Okay, so
sides.
four buy sides.
Yeah, it might even be six. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we did some type of qualifying list.
Okay. And again,
And
so Knoxville and Memphis, you're in Nashville.
yep,
Knoxville is how far away from Nashville?
2.5 hours,
And how far is Memphis from Knoxville
2.5 to
or
3 hours,
Nashville?
three
So,
hours.
so these are both like couple 3 hours away in markets that otherwise there's zero chance you would go and do
Yeah, these people
presentations in.
have never heard my name. They don't know who I am. I would have never called them myself.
Yeah. The reason why Mike thought it was a good idea to do that, and I completely agree, is if you're trying something that might get a fair amount of pushback, that doing it in your own backyard might not be the best choice.
Right.
So you're calling agents that you're not going to see at the title company as a listing agent. They're not going to get a pre-approval letter from you from a pre-approved borrower, that a buying agent did. So you got nothing to lose because these people are already not sending you business.
That's
They
right.
don't know who you are. Like there's nothing to lose, like literally nothing.
Yeah, because
Maybe
we
nothing to gain, but you didn't know yet.
true. Yeah, we had no idea how this would work or if it would work. We didn't know if it would be a complete flop. So we figured we'd start where somebody didn't know us or we had any skin in the game to lose.
Yeah. All right. I love that part. So so you get this AI bot or you call like an AI agent,
Yep.
is what these bots are called now, that's doing an outbound phone call.
Correct.
And you got the list of qualified agents in those cities
Yep.
that already have business. How big are the lists that you uploaded into the bots?
So the total list, I'm not exactly sure, but we've started with 100 dials every time we've run this, right? So we've
Okay.
only and this we're kind of at the beginning stages. We've only done this 4 days, so we've
Okay.
called
So you've
a total
called
of
400
400
people.
people,
Now,
right?
is that 400 different people or is it 104 times or how's that?
No, it's 400 different agents.
So you've called one time 400 different agents.
Correct.
All right. If you catch a voicemail,
No voicemails left.
no message left.
No.
Okay. So you've done 400 dials. Any idea how many pickups it's had?
So the pilot metrics were 400 dials
Okay.
13 calls that were greater than 75 seconds, three automated, like three appointments that were scheduled. And there were two missed calls that called back in, which then the agent answers that call and does a live transfer to me. And of those two live transfers, I was able to schedule one appointment with one of those two.
Interesting. So the live transfer of the inbound live transfers that were calling back because it was a missed call and there
Yep.
was no voicemail left because it was a
Correct.
missed call, the AI agent picks up and says, "Oh, this is the reason why I was calling." And
Yep.
of the two, I mean, we could say it booked half of them booked an appointment,
Right. Yeah.
right? Which maybe it'll be one out of 100 and maybe it'll be half. Who knows?
Correct.
So they live transferred and you set the appointment on those?
Yep.
Interesting. That's very interesting. All right. So we got what time of day is this thing calling?
Um, I think that it would be like midday, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember the exact hours that we've got it
Okay,
going.
but it's not early morning, it's not
Oh,
late
wait, hang
evening.
on. I'll tell you. No, I'm sorry, I don't have it.
Okay, so but midday, like middle of the
Yeah.
workday. All right.
Yep.
So out of 400, 13 conversations that lasted more than 75 seconds. Do you have on there how many conversations were?
Less than that.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay, okay. All right. So 13 out of 13 conversations this thing had, it set three appointments.
Set three on its own. Yep.
That's uh that's pretty impressive actually.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You get 13 significant hellos
13 significant hellos that I wouldn't have had
ever.
ever.
Yeah. All right. Um I- we're going to talk about the scripting in just a second, but some people would focus right here on, yeah, but aren't you making some people mad? So
Who
number
cares?
one, did anybody
I don't know. I never will know. And I think that's the beauty of it, right?
yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, because well, of those 13 that had a conversation more than 75, did any of them call you back and you son of a gun and how dare you have a
No,
bot call
no,
me and
no,
like right.
nope, not at
Now,
all.
did this bot identify itself as an AI bot?
As of right now, the script it starts with, "Hey, this is I'm an AI assistant for Mike Steplowski." Yeah.
Interesting. So they know they're talking to a computer.
Yes, or they
Yeah.
should.
My suspicion is people are going to get more and more and more accustomed to talking to a bot
Yeah.
as time goes on. That's very interesting. All right, let's talk about your scripting.
Yeah. So I want to say the first 200 dials, the scripting was kind of a value add type script. Like, we're here to help you close more deals, help you keep deals on time. It was kind of almost as the AI bot was trying to sell to the agent to book the appointment, right? And nothing got booked. Like we were 0 for 0 when we were
And
using it.
so I'll help you close more business. I'll make things smoother,
Yep,
all that stuff. 0 for 200.
correct. Yep.
Interesting.
So we decided to change it. And
Okay.
my normal script, like if I'm calling an agent here in town, has always just been, "Hey, this is Mike. I've seen your name around town. The reason I'm calling is because I'd love to meet you. Can we grab coffee, or do you have 20 minutes for a Zoom call?" And it's always worked for me. So we decided to try that in with the Zoom bot. I mean, I'm sorry, with the AI bot.
Yeah.
And that's where we got some, we got
Three.
some, we got them booked, right? So now the bot isn't trying to sell anything, right? It's not trying to tell them why we're great or
So the
why.
basic script is, I think you're awesome. I'd love to meet you for a Zoom coffee
Yep.
so you can tell me more about how awesome you are.
Yeah, pretty
That's the
much.
basic script.
That's it.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting that that outpulled the value add?
Yeah.
And hey, Mike, what's a conversation that all loan officers have in their head when they're calling realtors? I,
I mean,
I got to
what
have
do
a
I
value
say?
add. Yeah, I got to
What
have
do
a
I say?
value add.
Yeah.
And isn't that interesting that your value add was crushed by I want to hear you talk about you.
Yeah, I mean, it's always just been, I just want to meet you because I think you're interesting, or I think you're just somebody that I want to meet. And that's always been it's always worked for me locally. And it seems to that it also has a pretty significant impact when you've got
To
an AI agent calling.
to strangers talking to a bot,
Yeah.
qualified strangers.
Qualified strangers. Yeah.
That's very interesting. All right, so you got any leads from this?
Ah, yeah. We actually got one lead that came in over the weekend from one of the agents that I did an appointment with at the end of last week.
So of the three appointments, you've so far met with how many of
Wait,
how
wait,
many of
hang
those?
on. No, no, no. So keep in mind, three appointments were scheduled. Two of them were no-shows, right?
Okay,
So we are still trying to figure out how do we go from appointment scheduled to making sure that they're still going to show up on the Zoom call,
got it.
right?
And so
So
of the
that
three, two no showed, one showed.
one showed.
The one that showed, you got
Sounds
a
like,
referral.
yeah,
Well, isn't that interesting? So what we could say is 100% of the agents you've met with, all one of them. But this is, I mean, you've been doing this for 4 days now,
right.
and I know this is a very early test,
It is.
and we might find out that's the only one ever. Like we don't know yet, but I
Right.
thought it was very interesting what you found out is that the value add got crushed by I want to hear about your success. I want to hear like how well you're doing. And again, talking to qualified agents that are doing well, it doesn't like if I called agents that aren't doing anything and said that, it sounds funky,
Right.
right? But if you're doing agents that do have closings, which what was that? Brian Stevens showed me a number the other day. It was crazy. It was like 73% of all licensed realtors last year, 73% closed zero deals.
Yeah.
73%. Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next. So if we're just randomly calling people, not a good use of time. So you've got this bot. I think you're interesting, obviously in an appropriate way, of course, right?
Sure.
Is your bot? I don't know if it matters. I'm just curious. Is it a female voice or a male voice?
It's female voice.
I've always found that to be a little more. Oh, what's the word? Better results, just better results for whatever reason. Little disarming, maybe
Okay.
a little
Maybe.
bit. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You know, my best caller of all time was what I'll call a Southern Belle. So it was this lady. I have no idea what she looked like or anything because I never met her. She was in Alabama. She did my calls for me. She was a stay-at-home mom, had a young child in the background.
Yeah.
Because she'd asked me, "Does it matter when I call?" I said, "Nope." And so she called when her baby was napping, like literally. And she just had the most wonderful Alabama Southern drawl. So anyway, that has nothing to do about anything. So so what are you going to do going forward? Like any like what's the kind of plans here on this thing?
Yeah, so obviously we've proven that it works, right? We can get agents to pick up, we can get some of them to engage, and some of them to schedule. So now it's just a matter of tightening up the follow-up process, right? So that we don't have people that no-show. We got to figure out how to so the guy that I got to actually show up, as soon as it was scheduled, I made a phone call shortly thereafter that just said, "Hey, just wanted to touch base. You scheduled an appointment. Thank you so much for giving me a few minutes of your time. I'm going to send you the Zoom link to our appointment. I look forward to talking to you." Because right now, when it gets scheduled, it gets it sends a kind of a generic calendar invite. There's no Zoom link that's attached to it.
Okay.
So the follow-up call, I think, is still there still has to be that human pickup and talk to
So
somebody, let them hear your own
so
voice.
once this thing set an appointment, you then dial that number
Hmm.
Said, "Hey, this is Mike. Looking forward to our appointment tomorrow. I'm going to send you," even though you got him on the phone right then, you don't go into the meeting part. You say, "Hey, here's the Zoom link,
Yeah. Yeah.
www.talkwithmichael.com."
Thank you so much for giving a few minutes of your time. I really look forward to talking to you on X day. I'm gonna send you an updated calendar invite with the Zoom link for our meeting.
Yeah.
That's
Very good, man.
yeah.
Um, and I guess, I mean, honestly, on my first call with somebody, that first meeting ratio isn't so good. That it takes like my average appointment when calling a realtor,
Yeah.
the average appointment set is after 5.7 calls to them.
Yeah.
So about between the fifth and sixth ask is when they meet with me, right?
Yep.
And then 16% of those end up referring business over, which those numbers work out very,
Yeah.
very, 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 very profitably. Most profitable thing I've ever done. In your case, you've only called them one time. And so I guess what you do is just these 400, you take out the 13 that were over 75 seconds and call again.
Yeah.
Very
Call
interesting.
again on my own, like
Or
a real
no,
person.
or not.
Well, like for instance, the two people that no showed, obviously there was some interest there. They were willing to schedule an
Oh,
appointment.
for sure.
But so those two,
For sure.
now I'll follow up on my own to see if I can schedule an appointment with them.
For sure.
Yeah.
Outstanding, man.
Yeah.
And I guess there's no limit because this took none of your time.
Right.
And there's no limit to the different areas that you could call. And on the two no shows, you're in your office, you're doing a Zoom. If they don't show, like you wait 5 or 10 minutes while you're waiting. I don't know. I'd do my emails or something I
Yeah.
could stop doing immediately if they show up. Give them like 10 minutes, maybe do a text. Hey, just make sure you got the link. I'm there waiting.
Yeah.
On So the no shows aren't. It's not like you drove across town
Right.
for the meeting. You're just trying to. Dude, I love this idea. So, hey, just real quick, I know you're starting a podcast.
Yep.
What's the name of it?
Loan Officer Nation.
Loan Officer Nation. I got that. So, and this might be either the first or second episode.
It will definitely be one of the early ones for
Or
sure.
the early ones. The early ones, yeah.
Yep.
So, how exciting, man. So what's the what do you plan on the podcast? Like what kind of topics, and is it guests? Is it you? Like what's the idea? And
Yeah.
who's the targeted audience?
So I think first of all, the targeted audience would be, serious LOs, right? Somebody that wants to, um, you know, figure out how to add. So I think let me back up. So the
Okay.
topics are going to be, systems and processes, disciplines. We're adding in some automation and AI to the processes. We're going to talk about that, and just being able to have an amazing business and an amazing life. You don't have to work 60 hours a week. Stuff. Just being able to compartmentalize your go time, your green time, and use that as effectively as possible by creating these small disciplines that are going to compound over time.
Good for you, man. I know when you called me up a couple weeks ago, say, "Hey, Carl, I'm thinking about doing a podcast. What do you think?" Dude, I think it's a home run idea. I love I I love the people that bring me great ideas. Um, and sometimes have a different voice than I do. You know what I mean? Like different ideas that I might not would have thought about. And I love that. And I look forward. I know some of them are going to be solo. You were talking, and some of them are going to be other loan officer guests, or maybe program experts or something like that. So I really like it. How many are you planning? Is it once a week, twice a week? Have you thought that out yet?
Yeah, we're going to do it once a week.
Once a week. I like that. That's a good
Yeah.
good amount of time. Cool, man.
Yep.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Loan Officer Nation.
Loan Officer Nation.
Awesome, man. Well, Mike, I can't wait to do a follow-up on this to see on this AI bot. Oh, and just as an FYI, some people might ask who the AI bot, like um, what platform is it on? And so your company uh, did this one.
That's
but
great.
I don't, I mean, it's no secret. I mean, I think, there's certainly other people that are making these bots, and the
Sure.
idea of sharing this information is just to show some of the different things available. And, if you're thinking about doing something like this, I think you've given us some good hints. Stay away from the value add, keep it personal. Hey, have you thought about the bot not identifying itself as a bot? Like if somebody asked, of course,
Oh, sure.
don't lie, but have you thought about changing that message? And
We have. Yeah. I mean, I think the that's one thing that we're thinking about removing. Just to, we don't know. We'll probably A/B test it and see which one
yeah,
has if it has any greater impact by not identifying it as a AI assistant. And then, the other thing that I think that's important is, this is kind of viewed as icing on the cake, right? So I've still got to make the regular calls. I've
yeah,
still got to
yeah,
schedule the appointments with the agents that are in my market. And,
yeah.
so this isn't taking the place of anything that, we know has to get done every day.
So it's just while you're making your calls that you
Yeah.
normally make, say to your past database or wherever, this thing is just churning out calling in areas that otherwise you wouldn't have worked. Dude, I think
Yeah.
it's a great idea, and I'm looking forward to the follow up, see how it's working. Hey, with the meeting that you had, did it ever come up of like, hey man, that was an AI bot, how'd you do that? And like, was that ever discussed at all?
No. Now, granted, when I called, when I called after the appointment was scheduled, I just said, hey, you spoke with my AI assistant and scheduled a meeting with me. I just wanted to call and follow up and say thank you, one, and two, let you know that I'm going to send you over that Zoom link for our
Yeah,
appointment. But other than that, there was no talk about the AI assistant. And I
yeah.
don't know that even going forward, I don't know that I'm going to make that part of my, follow-up call.
I don't know that I would. In fact,
Yeah,
does AI assistant name itself like, hey, this is Debbie?
it does.
Okay. And yeah, I think I would just say, hey, Debbie, and I'm just making that name up.
Sure.
What's, and I'm using air quotes here. What's her name?
Her name's Lisa.
Lisa. And so I think we say, hey, Lisa, just let me know, that you scheduled an appointment. Thank you, and give reference to Lisa. If somebody asked, always tell the truth. But
Yeah.
if they don't ask, I tell you, these AI bots are getting so good now on the phone. I don't know that a lot of people could tell.
Yeah, it's I mean you really can't.
Yeah.
I would say that there's unless it identifies itself as an AI assistant, you probably wouldn't know it. Right.
Yeah.
You might be able to figure it out, but right off the top, the technology is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I don't think, I mean, for me, I'm just sitting and I'm just thinking now this stuff out loud, right? For me, it's like when my lady, gosh, what was her name? Boy, her name skips, ah, was it Pam? Anyway, my lady that was in Alabama,
yeah,
uh, when she made outbound calls, which she did, she never identified herself. Hey, this is Pam. I'm actually in Alabama. I don't actually work in Carl's office, and I'm a virtual assistant here in Alabama making calls for him.
right.
Like she didn't do that. She, hey,
Yeah,
this is Pam. I work with Carl White, and Carl is a loan officer at ABC Mortgage, and he wanted me to reach out to you. And they just go into their script. They don't identify themselves. By the way, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my baby's asleep, and Carl gave me this awesome opportunity to be able to bring in some extra income. And so I'm making these outbound calls on his behalf. Of course,
yeah,
we're not going to put that as part of the script. So I don't know. I don't know that it needs to. Again, not that anybody's tricking anybody, because if they ask you, tell them.
sure.
I just don't know if it matters. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you.
very interesting. Well, brother, I'm looking forward to hearing an update on this. So thanks a lot. And Loan Officer Nation, wherever you Slacker or not Slacker, what's that? Slack
Yeah.
or what's that? What's that big podcast? That Google's podcast. What do they call it?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Slacker, not Slacker. Slacker's that software. Anyway, wherever you listen to your podcast,
Yes, yes.
iTunes, Apple, like wherever you listen to,
Yeah.
go check it out there. Loan Officer Nation. Thanks a lot, Mike. I appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.